Morning, guys. This is AJ Crowley playing on the Xbox, playing Call of Cthulhu, and this is my first stream in, I don't know, month, easy. Hopefully the audio's all good. Seems to be anyway. Yeah, there we go. So, I've been waiting for this to come up on the Game Pass for a while. I might have bought it last year, only I was sort of saving myself for the Sinking City, which in the end turned out to be a disappointing, rather poor game, to be honest. So I'm hoping this is better. Well, let's see how we do, I guess. I've never played this game before. This is the first time I've ever fired it up. I haven't even seen it. Haven't seen any previews, really. I am completely ignorant of this game. Which is how I like it, I guess, because it gives me more to talk about. When you see me go, ah, it's probably more genuine than if I've already played the game before. Reminds me, I really must find out about that Observer sequel that Bloober Team are coming out with. Because if there's any game that made me jump a lot, that was Observer. Very, very good game. Do recommend it. Oh, it's one of these where it sort of loads stuff and then doesn't really give you a hint. Oh, Enter Madness. Yes, thank you. Need to be more hinty. That's something to do. If I'm mad, it's mercy. Well, and actually that's probably a good thing, is that this game is a little bit more obvious about its Lovecraftian links. It's Call of Cthulhu. Sinking City was a bit more vague. Oh, good. Can't tell what that sort of is. All that viscera there. Guts or fish, we don't know. Okay. Right. First off. No. Control. For X. Yes, thank you. No. Oh, apply settings. Right. I think I prefer games that just apply the changes. They don't force you to sort of save the fact that you've just changed something. Right, that's better. Don't know why. I prefer it forward looking down, back looking up. It just works in my brain better. Guts of something. Oh, bees crouch. Left triggers run. Lean. Yeah, I realise that. That's kind of hinting we should go this way, as opposed to going this way. Oh, which we can't go that way anyway. Duh. Oh, right. Whoa, shit. Yeah, what I was saying about jump scares. Yeah, that's one of them. I hate jump scares because they fucking work. I'd really rather they didn't. I dare say if I went and played Observer now, I'd probably still have the shit scared out of me. Very disturbing game. Bolt cutters. Oh, right, okay, so we can break the chain and go through the gate. This is one of those games where I dare say I'm gonna sort of be going all around the shops trying to work out what I can and can't interact with. Okay. Thanks for that. Alright. So that's the gate we first came to. Quite sure what that did.
What a putrid offering.
Yes, disembodied voice. I assume. What's that? What's a killer whale? Okay, it looks... looks more like a killer whale than a shark. Yeah, I think that's a killer whale. Something doesn't like fish. Or whales.
Don't fight. You have been chosen.
To run, hold down left trigger. Oh, well, yeah, we figured that one out already. Hang on. So... it looks like we can't get up there.
Everything has already been written. But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
Yay, tentacles. Okay. Oh, it was all a dream.
I hate whiskey. I wonder why I still take these things.
The doctors prescribed them when I returned from the war. They swore that they would put an end to the nightmares. But for a while now, their effect has been wearing off. course, when we're talking about war, we're in 1924, so that would be the First World War.
Been too long since I've slept in a bed. I used to be an avid reader. The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases.
Okay. Can't interact with whatever's in the drawer.
Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. Husband couldn't understand it. Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
Okay, right. Missions. The doctor can well repeat to me that I no longer need my remedy to keep my memories at bay, but I know that if I stop, the memories will return. On these mornings, I probably won't wake up. Despite the treatment, I again hear voices in my dreams, but they're different, unknown. They seem to surface from unfathomable and ancient depths. What nameless creature is calling me? Well, I'll say this straight away, that the UI looks nicer than the Sinking City one. Although there's a bit of a disconnect between the font that they use down here on the button, back and navigate objectives, as opposed to the text they're using on the screen. It's always a bit nicer if you've got some consistency there. That's me. Now I have to assume that this is loosely based on the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game, maybe. Don't know. Spot hidden is a bit of a hint. No available character points, so I've got what I've got, basically. Sanity. Edward Pierce is a veteran of the First World War, where he took part in the Meuse-Argonne offensive. He's one of the few survivors of the Lost Battalion. American units that suffered heavy losses from enemy and Allied artillery fire forced to hold their position for several days, surrounded by the bodies of their fallen comrades. Without food or medical supplies, the soldiers were considered as lost by their fellow countrymen. Pierce is traumatised by these events. He consumes sleeping pills and liquor to ward off the nightmares that haunt him. Well, that's the thing. Call of Cthulhu has always been about sanity. At least the game has. Well, actually, the stories have as well. Dark water, inhabitants, places, occult. Clues, sod all. Inventory. Now you can inspect. No vertical rotation, just horizontal rotation. Okay. Knowledge, sleeping pills. Case has been closed. Okay.
I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
Oh, okay. Now we get to tweak the character. So, 8 available character points. Strength's always the 3 out of 5. Eloquence, so charm, charisma, that sort of thing. Let's bump that up. Oh, hello. Oh, so that's not... So 1 point isn't... 1 character point isn't a whole point on that scale, I don't think. So... yeah. Like 5... 1 character point is like 5%. Ugh. Validate? Validate? Do you really want to validate this character points attribution? That's a bad word, validate.
Thank you for
Yes.
this information, Mr. Pierce. Our files will soon be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, are you still...
I'm coming.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem, and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
Well, let's start with the fact that it's a fucked up painting.
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
Okay, examine Hawkins' home, examine the painting, navigate objectives. Okay, right. Doesn't look as if you can actually navigate much there. Okay, so let's look at the painting. Oh, you got to hold it.
Its strange beauty isn't enough to hide the feeling of dread it carries.
Consult diary. Painting depicts a monstrous silhouette threatening a woman and child. Flames can be made out in the background. Stephen Webster, the father of Sarah Hawkins, thinks that it's linked to the death of his daughter. Interesting symbol. Bizarre signature. Yeah. Texture to it. I'm assuming that's oil paint. That's just a guess.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
Shipping label. So it's unreadable, but I can make out part of the address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater. Police report says there's a fire started in the dining room, claim the whole family. The police decide on a domestic accident, but they nevertheless insist on Sarah Hawkins' mental frailty. Why? I don't know. Suicide guess on their part. A press cutting, an article written about the marriage of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, a businessman from the island of Darkwater. They live a recluse life there with their only son, Simon. Okay.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
Fuck all, mate.
Darkwater. Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
Okay.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
Okay.
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
Her husband was a big deal on the island. But the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right. I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice. Darkwater. I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic. I'll no doubt find some information on this island in there.
Don't bet on it.
Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology. Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. but it seems to have been shunned since then.
Darkwater Island has been inhabited since the 14th century and is still rich with the many memories left by its lost tribes. But don't let the romanticism of these moving evidences of such naive and primitive beliefs fool you into forgetting how violent their gods were. Oh, good-oh. A gigantic creature still ornates the walls of long-abandoned caves. Was it a sea or a dream god? No one knows, but today's inhabitants, the sons and daughters of the proud whale hunters, still remember the mysterious and tumultuous story of their small land off the coasts of Massachusetts.
All I have to do is go to the port. I just hope that I can find a boat able to take me to dark water.
You don't get more Lovecraftian than that, I
Good old
suppose.
story of blackmail in a speakeasy. I should get rid of all this stuff.
What kind of Easter eggs might be around? Okay, is that all? Is that all we got? All set. Oh, view the character sheet. Did we just get... Oh, right. Medicine and occult skills can only be improved by objects discovered in the environment. So, by picking up that book, we improved our medicine skill. Okay, cool. So, Darkwater, Charles Hawkins, Sarah Hawkins, and the grandson. Places, Darkwater, yeah. Cult, yeah. Right, clues, stuff. Inventory, yeah. Okay. Yeah, still can't do anything with it. Okay. Oh, hello.
The Lost Battalion. Holding your position and obeying orders. That isn't courage.
Well, I'm liking the voice work in the sort of environment much more than I enjoyed the Sinking City. Sinking City was just... There just wasn't much to it. You wandered through these rooms and things in the game, and there was very little there. This looks a lot more handcrafted and a lot more convincing as far as environments go. So I've done the books.
I used to be an avid reader.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it. Off we go. Ooh, a character point earned. I'm seeing a lot of parallels in the visuals, though, between this and the Sinking City. I'm going to guess off the top of my head there's not going to be cat prawns like there was in the Sinking City. Those were fucked up little beasties. Oof, come on, load times. Oh, come on. Then again, I suppose I ought to uninstall some of the stuff on the Xbox. I've currently got an Xbox One S. I think the internal drive's full, and probably a large chunk of the Hitachi portable drive that I've got plugged in is full as well. It looks like it's caning that at the moment. Well, there we go. A bit faster. Now, I'm not sure what I'm expecting to find in this game, whether it's a sort of open world game or more linear. I have a feeling it's sort of probably going to be a compromise between the two. I'm sort of expecting to see more of a role-playing element, given its background. It's just... yeah, there we go. Oh, right. Opening credits now. It's just... how long to beat? How many hours of Cthulhu? So, Call of Cthulhu. Ooh. Call of Cthulhu, the official video game. 8 hours. Main and extra, 9.5 hours. Completionist, 14.5 hours. 8 hours? Feel like a lot. I mean, I suppose I ought to be glad that I've got this on Xbox Game Pass rather than actually bought it full price. The sort of thing that occasionally comes back to bite you in the arse. You pay good money and then you end up feeling a little bit shortchanged. I mean, I never bought The Sinking City. That was a Game Grin review copy. But it was still kind of disappointing because it was just bad.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
A nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
Right, consult diary. Go to the bar, talk to Bradley, talk to Fitzroy. Okay. Bit of a lag between hitting the buttons and getting stuff to come through. One character point. Let's chuck another point in there. Don't like that. Validate. If I'm spending the points, just stick the points in there for God's sake. Don't ask me to bloody confirm shit all the time. That's the sort of thing that grates after a while. It's like, yeah, you're in Skyrim, you're spending your, you've got some XP that you want to spend, so you just pick the skill and just hit bang and you're done. You know, it doesn't ask you to sort of confirm shit. Okay, we have a map. Seems to be a map would be helpful.
Hey, Sullivan. Can't you go any faster?
You've seen how old this thing is. If we force it too much, we'll break everything.
You can't do that.
But it's only a fish.
A fish? You've got no idea. Don't badmouth what you don't know, or you'll pay for it for sure.
Okay, that's enough. Step back and let us do our job.
That's no way to treat an old...
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters! You're crazy! They're cops. They can't understand. Damn stupid idiots. Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway. That's no way to treat an omen. Oh, yeah? He's gonna get us into trouble. You can't understand. You're not sailors.
Can't get by these people.
It's a
Okay.
sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
Very portentous.
Same goes for you, sir. Move along.
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
Ah. And so who are you?
I didn't introduce myself. Edward Pierce, private detective.
In any case, it's not very important. I can't answer that.
You can't? Or you don't want to?
Oh, no. I'm not getting into those games, me. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming.
You can see that I'm busy, can't you?
You can't understand. Don't put that beast back
Oh,
in the
okay.
water, you shysters. You're crazy.
Might have blown that then.
They can't understand. Damn stupid idiots. Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway. That's no way to treat an omen. Oh, yeah. He's gonna get us into trouble. You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something
Okay,
coming.
that's a bit repetitive.
Something real bad.
Can't seem to go past that point either. It looks like we're getting those lovely arbitrary boundaries again.
You bilge rats don't scare me.
What did he call us just now?
I said you were a bilge
There's nothing for you here either. Beat-heads.
You think we don't know what you're doing? Hidden in the fog?
I'll shut up your big...
Okay. Not going anywhere there. Walking speed's a little bit slow. Right, I think that's the harbour. Yeah, that's the harbour master's office. Yeah, it's nicey spooky. Let's do a quick route around. Anything. Okay, screw it. Who are they? Nice.
Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
Hold to test eloquence.
You saw what happened. He's the troublemaker.
Oh, you're a true mainlander. A real princess. You strut around with your la-di-da ways, and then, as soon as the pressure arises, you start squealing. You don't have what it takes to drink my whiskey. You've got to earn it.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then. I reserve the right to answer or not.
I didn't expect to find alcohol in this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
The stranded whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of dock water, when our whalers left for long months and came back sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah, well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
So they made you feel uncomfortable.
You need to see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
Her vision. Was it so terrible?
Way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
Okay. One thing that really does bug me about some of these games is the way that the interior of the mouth is lit up when they're talking.
Do you know where this place is? Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
The Hawkins warehouse. I see, yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams.
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
Oh, yeah? That must have been before you came looking for a fight in my bar.
Oh, come on. Because of a little tussle.
Drinking it here is a privilege, and I grant the privilege to whoever I want. Anything else?
Okay.
That'll be all for now.
Oh, grumpy bastard.
The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
Okay, basically they captured a really big fucking whale.
And the doctor, what did he say? He laughed. My God.
Member of Asylum staff. Well, if this is a Lovecraftian game, you ought to expect an asylum somewhere for all the loonies.
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness, until it finds a new reader. Ah, that's it. Maybe we should let him take it. No, the risks are too high. It's a book, after all. Pure knowledge.
Okay. It's exhausted that one.
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens.
We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
I've never heard this song.
Only people from here know it. It tells the story of the miraculous catch.
I saw the newspaper clipping. You don't believe it, do you?
Watch what you say, young man.
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
We're the proof.
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
It's true. Everything happened just as it says in the newspaper report. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the miraculous catch.
Exactly.
I bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Good night, stranger.
So long.
Okay. Let's leave her till the end. Mysterious woman in the corner. That said, there's nothing else to do apart from the door.
What you looking at, stranger?
Mysterious woman.
The clientele is predominantly male.
Tell me something I don't know.
I meant nothing by it. I'm just wondering what a woman like you is doing in this flea trap.
And I'm wondering what could be going through the head of the chump who goes to disturb her. Let me drink, stranger. I told you to beat it.
Oh, okay. Right, that puts that one on an end. Okay, we've got the singers, we've got the lead with the book, we've got the barman who's already more or less indicated that he doesn't want anything to do with this. Okay, can't go through there.
Charles Hawkins was a heavy drinker. And a debtor. Interesting.
Okay, chances
You
of...
again.
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
Oh, yeah? That must have been before you came looking for...
Oh, come on.
Drinking it here.
Yeah. Okay.
That'll be all for now.
Okay.
The girl, Doctor. Cold. She won't stop asking.
Not that again. She will get us into trouble.
I know.
Right, I think we're done. Okay, we're sort of limited. I didn't notice that.
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine. Broken. This place seems half abandoned.
No shit.
I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman cat.
Okay.
Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover. A souvenir from a more prosperous era. I guess this blackboard hasn't been wiped for more than 70 years. The Scylla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor.
Ooh. Yay.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. On the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. But that's all I'll get from them.
Only a few dates are still legible. 18, 1907 and a partial date. The rest of the document is blacked out. Who would want this information to be hidden? Okay. All feels a little bit random. Well, put it off over here.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights at the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
The miraculous catch. Is it a local legend?
Not at all. It's an episode from our glorious past. Go read the story of the sailors' return to Darkwater Harbor. It's displayed on a wall of the stranded whale.
Yeah, I did that.
I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
Killer whales don't have many known predators.
That's true. And normally, they're not found around here. But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
You're talking about mythology.
Ha, indeed, you're right.
The police took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least.
Mm-hmm.
I found a threatening letter, signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
Okay.
Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
I'm surprised Charles Hawkins had goods to store, knowing that whaling stopped in 1847.
I see that you're interested in the history of our island. Indeed, maritime activities ceased altogether at the end of the last century. I imagine that the Hawkins family had other types of contracts.
But you don't know with whom?
No, it was none of my business.
Okay.
I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely. Ship owners from father to son.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse.
Okay, I
shall
think
be
I'm
on
done.
my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
It's an interesting assumption this guy gives is sort of friendly.
This man and Fitzroy could be twins. What a macabre souvenir.
Okay. I thought it was worth just having a quick look. Lots of stuff, but nothing of particular interest. Okie pokey. So, right. Let's leave him. Mysterious lurkers.
We're no longer at home on our own island.
Calm down. It's not worth the effort.
I told that flunky that he'll see what a real sailor has in his belly.
If you continue like that, everyone will see what you've got in your belly.
I hope so. I hope they don't forget the lesson. Me? I'm not scared of some girl.
I mean, they're going to cut you open, you idiot. Calm down.
Right, I'm just guessing that that woman in the bar is this cat person. Let's go and poke at her again. Might not be sensible, might not be very healthy either.
What? Another break?
One of those damn sailors came looking for trouble again.
But he won't try again anytime soon. We gave him a good hiding.
So you said to yourselves that after such a feat, you could abandon your post.
It's just a little drink. We taught those guys a lesson.
We'll return right after. It's just that standing guard in this alley makes your throat dry.
That fool Fitzroy can't keep his dogs on a leash.
I'll have to send him a more clear-cut message. I told you to beat it.
Oh, okay. Maybe if we'd found that letter before we talked to her, might have had a bit more luck. Never mind. Right, so after doing that, that means the alleyway's open. That means the sailors have moved out of the way. So we've opened up these arbitrary boundaries somewhat. Gives us a chance to explore a little bit. No.
Damnation. I broke it. St. Brendan, patron saint of sailors and travelers. Desecrated. I can't even say which language it's written in. It's no use. The padlock won't give.
I wonder if it would have done if I'd had a higher of investigative skill. That's the thing with role-playing games, you never know which is the skill you need more of. Finding myself running everywhere because the walk speed is rather crawl.
You live here?
Why did you do that, huh?
We saw what you did to St. Brendan.
Yeah, we'll teach you to come onto our island and ridicule our protectors.
I respect your beliefs.
Our beliefs? You mean you don't believe in God?
That's irrelevant.
That's what you think.
There's you, our beloved statue, and then those two bozos behind us. Wait, now that I think about it, it's got to be them. There's one of them who's always going back and forth to the statue.
Quieter. That's all we need for them to hear us.
What brings you to Dark Water?
That statue represents your local saint.
What do you mean by local, exactly?
You wouldn't be looking down at us, like all townspeople.
Oh God, these are assholes.
He protected whalers and fishermen like us. Until those assholes defaced him.
Peculiar house.
Yeah, that's where we live. Our boat.
It's not because it doesn't float anymore that we're going to abandon it.
Isn't it a bit early for alcohol?
We got nothing better to do anyway. There's not much work around here.
Fitzroy gives us a few chores every now and again, but since the whaling station shut down, ain't a lot of jobs left around here.
So we drink.
The two guys behind you. What are they guarding?
The bootleggers. Scum. They're protecting their territory. From whom, I wonder?
They really don't have a choice anyway. They're more scared of Cat than an attack by drunken sailors.
If only they would kill each other.
Is it Cat who's shaking down Captain Fitzroy?
Hold on just a minute. We didn't tell you a thing.
Nothing at all.
No, clearly.
I've taken enough of your time.
We'll see you later.
No, if it gets out, I'll have serious problems with you-know-who.
How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. Why not go and shout at the Cat while you're at it? I don't want to end up with her little knife under my throat.
It's a stiletto, you idiot. And with that smell on your breath, I don't give you much chance anyway.
That's kind of neat. Give you an obvious way of listening in on whatever they're talking about.
Who's this guy?
No idea. You better keep it shut. What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
We saw you talking to the two soaks. Go die of thirst, the lot of you. It'll stink less.
I've got to enter the Hawkins warehouse. I guess it's going to be complicated.
No, it's very simple, in fact. Fuck off.
I don't give a damn about your racket. I just want to get into this warehouse.
And we don't give a damn about you. Whatever your reason for wanting inside, there's nothing we can do for you.
I went to see the statue of St. Brendan.
What makes you think we did it?
We're bootleggers, not savages.
Who do you think defaced the statue?
What do I know? They could have done it by themselves.
The sailors?
Who else, in your opinion? And who's interested?
So, who are you?
Are you stupid or are you doing it on purpose?
Everybody knows us on Darkwater.
I've just arrived.
Let's just say we're standing guard for the owner of the site. And we let no one enter her property.
Cat. She's your boss.
What? You listen through keyholes?
She's the boss, yeah. She says who goes in or not.
Shut up, you dummy. You wanted to know that you also talk too much.
She must be quite intimidating if she can make two men like you tremble.
She redid the smile at the last one who wanted to get in.
I hope he had a good dentist.
No, you don't understand. She really cut him a new smile.
But he only smiles with the left cheek.
She sounds frightening, your boss.
And she doesn't like to be talked about behind her back.
I bid you gentlemen farewell.
Yeah, I think trying to lie to these guys is a bit of a pointless exercise. It's like, is she as dangerous to us then? That's the question.
Where do you think you're going?
Who are these others so interested in the warehouse?
And why would I tell you?
You and I are on the same side of the law.
Oh, yeah?
You don't want to know the truth behind this case.
Are you saying our work was not up to snuff? Forget it.
Meh.
I thought that the Hawkins case had been closed.
That's true.
So what are you doing on guard duty in front of this warehouse?
Who's asking the questions here, the cop or the tourist?
What more can you say about the death of the Hawkins family?
Not much more than what everyone knows. I wasn't on the case. They were all burnt to death, right? Up at their place.
The whole mansion went up in flames.
Don't get it into your head to go wandering around up there. It's dangerous.
What do you mean by that?
The only one left there is old Silas, and the accident has affected him badly. He can be unpredictable, especially if a stranger starts poking around the property.
Is he a danger to the public?
No, he's in his own home. Do yourself a favor. Leave him well alone. You again. I told you to beat it.
No need to get worked up.
So you can push people only so far, and then that's it. Locks you out of the dialogue.
Get it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
Okay. They're just going to be whinging permanently, I think. What? I just said... That's dialogue coming from inside the pub. Oh well, fuck it.
You saw what happened with those sailors. Don't hang around here unless you want trouble with the bootleggers.
I've seen the kind of messages their boss sends. You're not scared of her.
Of course I am. Everyone's scared of that woman. She's not interested in small fry like me. You, on the other hand, nose around too much, you'll have dealings with her.
This warehouse looks abandoned. Why does it interest them so much?
No doubt a question of territory, but I ain't asking. If you want to know more, go ask the captain.
Good. Thank you. I shall take my leave.
So polite. Spotting skill allows you to detect hidden items. Okay.
A handle. It must come from these old winches.
Can we get up there? Oh. Ah.
I could use this old winch to lift the grating.
Okay. Well, how do I do it then?
It looks like there's a way in under this grate.
Right, okay. Yeah. Well,
A whale vertebra. If the newspaper clipping in the bar is true, this bone is a real fossil.
Ah!
A ratchet device. Exactly what I need.
Right. Ah, that was the thing. Couldn't do it without this. Right, so... Shit. Looks like I'm probably... Do I need something else then? Do I need something else? What am I missing? What am I missing? Ah!
It should be possible to mount this cogwheel on the winch.
There we go.
Looks like everything is in its place. All I have to do is turn this handle.
Woohoo! Okay.
Smoke. It's coming from this oil. I hope it's not toxic.
Good luck with that. Okay, let's maybe not push that one then. Let's run away. Okay. Oh, this is all good, obviously. Okay, that was a hallucination, apparently.
This is primitive.
Okay. Golly gee, I hope no one notices me fucking climbing around on this fucking warehouse.
Ugh, this place stinks. What is the connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case?
To enter a reconstruction scene.
What happened here?
So I got really pissed off with the mirror.
Who has enough money to buy painkillers, but stays in a place like this? It smells as bad as it looks. Can't sleep. I know how that feels. Le Petit Parisien. Who might keep a news clipping about Sarah Hawkins? Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings?
I'd say so. It's got a signature on it. That's kind of neat, but also an exact spin on the same thing that they had in The Sinking City. It's just a question of who came first. Did Sinking City do it first, or did Call of Cthulhu do it first?
Someone has settled in here.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! Detective Pierce. I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
Wound up? You mean messed up?
Dog. We don't take no lessons from the likes of you. We do our job carefully and fairly. No stone was left unturned.
Really? Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it. It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene? Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way. Andrews, would you please shut the door? And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose. God damn it. Her again. This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why, you...
Charming.
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, can we go to the mansion now?
Who the hell are you? What were you doing on my turf? I've got my eye on you. We'll meet again.
Yay.
Is it far, this mansion?
Look behind you. At the top of the ridge. You see the building?
Oh, Jesus, that's not portentous at all.
Hawkins Mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
Okay, so it's sort of a little bit linear. I mean, it's not an open world game by any means. And I could see lots of parallels between this and The Sinking City. There was a couple of things I liked about The Sinking City, one of which was the sort of clue structuring and sort of combining them to come to conclusions, but still, I don't know. I'm not sure whether I'm liking this more or less. I like the UI, the actual appearance of the game's a lot nicer. So I think I'm going to stick with this anyway, just because I like Call of Cthulhu. I like Lovecraft. And I'd like to give this the benefit of the doubt compared to The Sinking City, which, yeah, just was such a disappointment. It could have really been so much better than it was. Oh yeah, hadn't noticed that before. Looks like he's already had his smile, improved by the lady cat. Nice.
Well, here we are. Hawkins Mansion. The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
I see no scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you? The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room. And don't go troubling Silas anymore. His guilt torments him enough as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
You're talking about Winchester?
That's right. The Hawkins' old caretaker. Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though, he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
Your partner, Andrews, warned me against him.
You managed to get something out of that bum? I'll end up asking you for advice.
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly unhinged.
Well, you've just said that.
Not far off the mark, I suppose. But kinda unfair at the same time. You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family. So he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, In a way, he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
Yeah, okay.
Quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you.
You mean night falls quickly? It's all. You think it's daytime?
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
This is not daytime. Or if this is daytime, fuck me, I don't want to see it. It's nighttime. Christ on a bike. The fuck was that? Oh. I mean, leaves. Looks like he's going off on his own. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have asked him to come along. Feels like I'm being dragged along with him. I mean, this could just be all just empty like landscape, to be honest.
Someone is using the fireplace. I suppose that this is where old Winchester lives.
Oh, right, yeah, okay. So... Okay, main objective is to get to the manor. Rather than poking around at the poor old bloke. Oh, yeah, we can't actually go that way anyway. Can't go up that way. Fucking tree. Okay, right. Best off following the copper. Where is he going?
The flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh. The caretaker takes great care of these graves. The caretaker takes great care of the...
Okay, okay.
Charles Hawkins' grave. Who could have done this?
I told you. Silas Winchester is still watching over the Hawkins family.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place inspire any thoughts?
Apart from the fact it's grim as fuck.
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe that it was Charles Hawkins' wish.
Strange idea. I imagine Webster wasn't too pleased.
Mrs. Hawkins' father? It's said that he's devastated.
Let's go to the mansion.
Please give me a minute. I didn't expect to set foot back here after the burial. What kind of deranged individual would defile this sanctuary? And steal a burnt painting? I don't see Silas doing such a thing. Let alone allowing it.
Poor kid.
Lord Baker is above that. Lord, have pity on this poor family.
Okay. Well, it's almost 9 o'clock and I've got the day job to do, so let's just get up to the mansion and then call it a day, I think. So that's about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. I think I managed, yeah, about an hour and a half I managed on this, compared to a how long to beat time of about 8 hours or so. So, fair chunk of the way in, I suppose. Nothing down here? No. That's front door. See, there's a lot of emptiness here, but at least it's more bloody convincing than the sinking city, which...
This entrance is still in use.
Oh, shoot. Didn't want to trigger anything.
Whoa! Whoa!
You were
trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them. Dump them into the ocean.
You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe. Let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on Darkwater.
Oh, shit.
Sarah Hawkins' father sent me here to investigate the death of his daughter.
Webster, huh? I understand how he feels. But me? I want the dead to rest in peace. And that means kicking the ass of gumshoes like you.
Why would you not want me to help understand what happened here?
I've got nothing to hide. Tell me what you're doing here. And no baloney.
The police report describes a domestic accident. But Stephen Webster has several reasons to believe that this may not be the case.
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest in peace.
He wants to restore the reputation of his daughter. I just need to see where the fire started.
The mansion isn't safe. You would break your neck as sure as you're trying my patience right now.
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door?
It's locked, and I make sure it stays that way.
The sooner I carry out my investigation, the sooner I wrap up the case and return to Boston. After which, you'll never hear of me again.
Huh. I like the sound of that, but I have a better idea. You leave right now, and you never come back.
Silas! Pierce! In God's name, what are you doing?
Officer Bradley, this hood was trying to break into the mansion.
Do something, Bradley, or this story will have a nasty ending.
I vouch for him, Silas. He's working with us. We have reason to believe that someone entered the mansion and stole some paintings.
Impossible. I would have seen it.
Better safe than sorry. Now let us in. I promise to keep an eye on this one.
Okay, then. I'll leave the key with you. You could have told me that earlier, Sonny.
Let's see what more I can learn from this mansion.
Okay, the terrible old man. Fucking hell. Okay. Right, that'll do for me, I think. So, let's call it a day there. So that was the Call of Cthulhu, the video game, as opposed to Call of Cthulhu on the Xbox. This is just dropped on Games with Gold. So if you've got the Game Pass or you've got the Gold subscription, then you can get this game for free for probably the rest of this month and a little bit further into next month. I'm quite interested in this because it's a good counterpoint to the Sinking City, and by the looks of things it might be better than Sinking City, which was a bit shit. Otherwise, that was twitch.tv/AJ Crowley, mixer.com/AJ Crowley, and I am AJ Crowley doing these streams for Frustratotron.com, my website. You go to Frustratotron.com, you'll find links to the channels and to the YouTube channel where this will end up being added to a playlist once I've finished the game. Well, it'll be on a playlist straight away, but I will be playing through the whole of Call of Cthulhu, the video game, and if you're watching this on that recording, then thanks for watching. If you watch this on Twitch or Mixer, thanks for watching, and I will catch you on another video of Call of Cthulhu, the video game. Thanks a lot, bye.